Hello everyone, it is the festive season and we're going to be diving into some Christmassy themed cybersecurity challenges courtesy of none other than our friends at Hack The Box. Which, if you're wondering, is where I got this pretty amazing Christmas jumper. So this year we're doing things a little bit differently. We're not dreaming of a white Christmas and the big guy isn't wearing red. This year we're having a blue Christmas, meaning we're going to be the defenders, fighting the good fight and investigating some cyber attacks. To do this, we're going to be using Hack The Box Sherlocks. Now, Sherlocks are defensive challenges that we can use to explore and investigate various cyber attacks that are based on real world scenarios. And this Christmas, they are releasing several Christmas-themed Sherlocks for absolutely free. These challenges are called Tinsel Trace, and we're going to be investigating the first one together in this video. So let's get stuck in. So the very first thing that you're going to need to do is go over to Hack The Box and sign into the labs. Then you should be greeted with a page looking similar to this. Then on the left hand side, we want to go down to the Sherlocks. These are the defensive labs. Here's going to list all of the Sherlocks that are available. Now if we scroll down to the bottom, we'll start to see the Christmas Tinsel Trace. So these are being released all over Christmas and we're going to dive into the first one together. So to do that, we're just going to click on the Operation Tinsel Trace -1. When you click into a Sherlock, you're going to be given a description, a scenario, and then several tasks or questions to go through and answer while investigating this cyber attack. So let's jump in. So here we go. An elf named Elfin has been acting rather suspiciously lately. He's been working at odd hours and seems to be bypassing some of Santa's security protocols. Santa's network of intelligence elves have told Santa that the Grinch got a little bit too tipsy on eggnog and made mention of an insider elf. Santa is very busy with his naughty and nice list, so he put you in charge of figuring this out. Please audit Elfin's workstation and email communications. Okay, so the scenario sounds like a pretty common insider threat scenario. Potentially this Elfin person has become an insider threat and we need to go out and investigate their workstation, but it also specifically calls out email communication. So that could be something that we need to focus on. Now, if we were to scroll down and have just a brief look at the questions, we can see, so task 1 says, what is the name of the email client that Elfin is using? Okay, so we're definitely going to be looking at email. What is the email the threat is using? When does the threat actor reach out to Elfin? What is the name of Elfin's boss? What is the title of the email in which Elfin's first mentioned his access to Santa's special files? Okay, here we go. Maybe a bit of data loss happening here. The threat actor changes their name. What is the new name plus the date of their first email? Okay. What is the name of the bar that Elfin offers to meet the threat actor at? When does Elfin offer to send the secret files to the actor? What is the search string for suspicious Google search? Okay, so we're moving away from email a little bit here. Maybe some browsing history analysis. What is the name of the author who wrote the article from the CIA field manual? Okay. What is the name of Santa's secret file that Elfin sent to the actor? Okay, some definite data loss here, or some data leakage. According to the file system, what is the exact creation time of the secret file on Elfin's host? So maybe some file system analysis. And what is the full directory name that Elfin stored the file in? Which country is Elfin trying to flee to? Okay, so escalated a bit. Now we're fleeing the country. And what is the email address of the apology letter? And last but not least, the head elf, Pixel Peppermint, has requested any passwords of Elfin's to assist in the investigation down the line. What is the Windows? Okay, so we're going to be doing some password dumping by looks of it to end off. So, with all of that, let's get started. So we're going to scroll back to the top. And to do these Sherlocks, we're going to need the evidence or the data. And to do that, we click this download button here on the right. So we hit the downloads file button and that will slowly download. Okay, so the files have downloaded for us to take a look at. So they're down here. I'm just going to open or show in the folder. And here we have a zip file. So we're going to right click into here, extract here, and it's password protected. So all of these are password protected. If you come into here, back to Hack the Box, there's a little key icon next to the download icon that will reveal the password. Hack the blue, you can just type it in or just hit the copy button and copy that straight in. That will extract. And now we have another file. This is a 7-zip file. So again, we'll right click onto here, 7-zip. You may have to download 7-zip if you're not using it already. And again, I'm going to click extract here. Okay, so that has extracted now and we have an Elfidance collection. So we'll click into here and now we have 2 folders. So we have live response and triage data. So we'll just, before jumping into any questions, we'll just have a little click around. So if we go into live response, we are going to see some interesting files here. We have things like the ARP cache, some forensics collection tools, things like ipconfig. If we click into those, that will probably be the output of things like, ipconfig. NetBIOS, we have things like lists of the running processes, all of that kind of stuff. So that could be quite useful for us moving forward. So we'll keep a tab on that. And we'll go back to triage data, click into here and see what we have. Okay, great. So we have a C directory. So hopefully some file systems. And we'll click into here. And yes, we do have some interesting files. So users, let's go straight in. So Elfin, we know, is the target of the investigation, and that's the only user. So if we click into Elfin, let's have a look on his desktop. Okay, just Edge, nothing in there. But app data is here. If we click into app data, click into local, we have Google. We've got Chrome, no worries. Microsoft, Edge, OneDrive, Windows, Internet Explorer, all standard stuff. If we go back to app data, check the Roman directory, we have EM client, Microsoft, click into Microsoft, just Windows, Notepad++, and a folder called Top Secret, which is definitely worth having a look at. If we click into Top Secret, we have something called Santa's Deliveries. It's a zip file. Probably giving the name as a Christmassy name is always a dead giveaway. This is probably going to be interesting to us later, so we'll keep a mental note of Santa Deliveries. But if we go back to our directory and let's go back to Hack the Box and look at the first question. So the first task is to identify what is the name of the email client that Elfin is using. So probably a few ways we could figure this out. If we go back to the evidence folder in live response, there's probably some lists of programs or running programs or installed programs within here. However, there's not that much data here, and doing what we just did, just clicking around, especially in that app datas folder. So app data will give us a pretty good idea about the applications installed. And we actually did look. So we checked local, looked for Microsoft, maybe there's like Outlook, but nothing about Outlook. However, we did go to roaming and we saw this file called EM client. Now, if you're not familiar, that is an email client. However, you could just do a quick Google search of what that is and it will tell you straight away that this is an email client. So I would say that this is our answer. And if we were to click into here, we get lots of files and folders. Okay, so if we want to look at what is contained within this directory, maybe try and get a chance to look through the emails, we're going to need to download the EM client. So quick Google. There it is. Click onto it. Download for free, which is great because we don't want to pay for anything. So hit the download button and install the MSI. Okay, so I don't want to set EM Client as my default app. I don't want it to run in Windows Startup, but I probably do want to launch it because we want to jump in. So we'll hit finish, and that should hopefully open up. Okay, it's looking promising. We'll go with modern theme. In fact, we'll just cancel this setup because we don't want to set up any email accounts. And then we get a client. This is my first time using EM Client, by the way. Luckily, it looks quite similar to Outlook, which I am familiar with. And we're set up, we have a default email. And now we just have to try and figure out how we get the EM data from our evidence folder into here. Okay, so after a little bit of Googling, I managed to come across this support ticket or this support forum where it tells us how to import .dat files, which contains the emails, into a new client. So, in fact, it comes down here. If you scroll down here, this person says they have the same issue, but they don't see the zip file. They just simply have the mail.data.dat files along with the whole group. How do I restore them? And the answer is essentially to just overwrite or to point the directory at your data files. So it says to go to Tools, Settings, General, and Storage section. So we'll do that. We'll go to the menu button. We'll go to Settings. And Storage is down here. And this is where it's pointing. So App Data, Roaming, EM Client. So familiar. But this is my app data roaming EM client. So we want to change this to the evidence folder. So I'll move that to triage data, C drive, users, Elfin, app data, roaming, EM client, and just select that folder. Should do it. Hit the apply button, save and close. Hasn't seemed to have done anything, but we may just need to shut this down. Let's open it back up. Looks like it's done something with databases. And it looks a lot more full. So this looks good. Now it's time for us to do our investigation. So I'm going to open this up full screen. I'm actually going to select all mail at the bottom, because I want to see every email. And I'm going to scroll down and we're just going to start to investigate. Okay, so right at the very start, what do we have? Elfin is setting up a Google account. Of course, no worries. Then Elfin has sent an email to customer services team at Waitrose saying,
"Hi, is there a newsletter you folks do for Xmas? I want to know all the best deals this winter. I'm quite the shopper for presents. Yours festively, Elfin."
And looks like Waitrose opened up a case or a support ticket for them, so great. Signing up to Lidl, of course, Tesco's. By the way, these are all supermarkets if you're not familiar. But then we seem to start to get some of our internal emails. And by the way, it looks like EM Client sort of groups these in conversations. So we can see a little 3 here. So we'll expand this. Look at the first email in this conversation. And this is from someone called Elfutin Big Elf to Elfin.
Elfin, I don't want to look bad in front of Santa this year. I know you have a lot on your plate, but the delivery file and the automated naughty and nice project is super high priority. Get it done before Christmas, buddy.
Maybe a reference to the Elf film?
That's all I'm going to say. Regards, Elfutin.
Elfutin? Okay. So, interesting email that we've received from someone called Elfutin. Don't seem too happy. So, Elfin, our main character here, replies,
"I'm trying my best, boss. I'll try and do better."
Can I please finish at 6 today and see my family? It has been so long since I've seen them, and I've been prepping for Christmas.
Probably not the best time to ask that question, but we'll see.
Tonight I will let you. I hope to see you online early tomorrow, however. Regards, Elfutin.
How very nice of you, Elfutin. Okay, so that's our first interaction. It seems like our friend Elfin has a bit of a hard time with his boss, Elfutin, who is demanding early shifts and prioritizing of work. Next interaction. Again, another conversation. We'll expand this. This one is from someone called Melfin Peckerelf.
Hey buddy, hope you're doing well. I'm just checking. Do we wrap the blue presents with the yellow ribbons or the red ribbons? Stay Christmassy, Melfin the King.
And Elfin replies,
Hey Melfin, I'm okay mate. How's the new candy cane job coming along? I love the taste test we did, man. The one you made was so good. It's yellow ribbons. Santa said red was too Valentine's Day.
and then Melvin replies with,
Haha, thanks man, I'm cooking up some new mince pies in the pie lab as well. And I'm really getting into the science of Christmas lately, even though I'm still packing in the packing department. I'm hoping my boss promotes me soon. Also, thanks, yeah, makes sense. I think blue and yellow go together too.
blue presents, yellow ribbons? Not convinced. And that's the end of that engagement. This is where things would get a little bit interesting. Now we have a bigger chain. So this one's 7. So let's have a look into this one. And straight away, we already see a bit of a suspect name here. This is from Grinch Grincher. And Grinch Grincher says,
Hi, I know this is quite forward, but I noticed you going into the North Pole HQ the other day, and I thought you looked very cool. Tell me a bit about yourself. Yours truly.
But then they signed off
Wendy Elfflower.
So, classic type of social engineering engagement here. Sending out an email out the blue, trying to be friendly, trying to give compliments, and probably with the purpose of trying to extract data from you later on down the line. So let's see what our friend Elfin replies as.
Hi Wendy, I've been quite stressed at work lately. Christmas is coming fast. Thank you for your compliments. Are you from the North Pole then? Yours festively, Elfin.
Elfin, come on, come on. Grinch Grincher replies with,
I'm sorry to hear that, Elfin. Do you at least enjoy it though? It sounds super important.
again, showering with compliments, trying to get liked, trying to get on the good side. Elfin replies with,
It is very important. Santa has me working on some serious top secret projects at the moment. Kind of a big deal. However, my boss doesn't make me feel like it sometimes.
just making this easy, Elfin.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
The Grinch replies.
Tell me more about your boss, sweetie. That's so sad.
Elfin replies with,
I'll talk tomorrow, Wendy. I have to go now. I'm wiped.
Okay, Elfin, I look forward to your messages.
and that's where that engagement stops. So this is a classic social engineering scenario. Someone has reached out to someone who they think may be useful to them, showered them with compliments, tried to get on their good side, albeit this is an extreme example, a bit of a cheesy example, but this could go on for a long time. They may even pretend to be someone you actually know. So this is a good scenario. Let's continue. So there seems to be Elfutin is come back. So Elfutin has said,
Elfin, I told you to come in early and you only just logged in at 8:52. I expect you to work through your lunch break today to make up for this. There is simply too much to do.
yeah, bit harsh. 8:52, not a bad time to sign up. Elfin replies with,
Okay, boss, I will do.
at which point, of course, look who shows up, the Grinch.
Hey, how's it going this morning? Hope your boss isn't being too nasty. So, what about the project you're working on? Sounds really super cool. You must be really smart to be doing this for Santa.
Elfin replies,
Hi, Wendy. Really not good at all. Look at this message I got this morning.
and actually copies it in.
It's put me in such a bad mood, and I've just started my day. Oh, it's really cool. I'm building out a really smart, automated, naughty, and nice optimization program for Santa's sleigh. Also, I have access to some of Santa's special binaries, not to brag.
You are bragging, Elfin. You're bragging too much. That's where that engagement stops. However, another one starts. This time, we notice it's from Wendy, and it doesn't say the Grinch.
Haha, okay, that's funny. LOL. I would really like that. What's your favourite?
Sorry, I'm reading the wrong email now. Let's go back to this one. This is the start of this chain.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Your boss is the worst. Maybe you don't have to work so hard. I mean, is it really worth sacrificing your well-being for? It's only Christmas, Elfin. There can be more to life.
There is no more to life than Christmas for an elf.
Also, that's absolutely awesome. I'd love to see what you're working on. I love all this computer stuff.
I'm sure you do, Wendy. I'm sure you do. But Elfin, he clocks this name change.
What happened to your name? It kept saying the Grinch. Also, maybe this is all I've ever known, to be honest. It's been my life since, well, forever. Haha, maybe later. They monitor my emails during the workday, so we can talk about this after 6 p.m.
So he's clocked the name, but still sounds like he's giving a bit too much.
Lol, that was my friend playing a stupid prank on me. Don't worry, haha, I'm still little old Wendy.
You're not Wendy.
Oh, okay, we'll talk about this later on then. I really look forward to seeing how cool your work is. You're really awesome, Elfin. Maybe once you send me this, we can grab eggnog together.
So the Grinch, or Wendy, whoever you want to call them, has really seen the bite here, seen that Elfin's not happy, they've got a good one, and they're really digging in the claws at this point.
Haha, okay, that's funny.
Elfin, come on.
I would really like that. What's your favourite flavour? I heard the Snow Globe bar has a cinnamon flavour now. We could go there.
Okay, so we've read quite a bit of emails, or quite a lot of emails. Let's go back to the Hack the Box site and see if we can answer some questions. I feel like we have enough information to get through some now. So, Hack the Box, what is the name of the email client that Elfin is using? So we know that that is EM client. Submit. Perfect, that's correct. On to task number 2. What is the email the threat is using? So it looks like it's asking for an email address. So we just go back into here. Just click onto the email we're already on. So Wendy Elflower. Definitely not the Grinch at Gmail. Okay. Let's right click. Can we write? Yeah, copy address. Let's see if that copies straight in. Okay, so definitely not the Grinch at gmail.com. Perfect, another one right. When does the threat actor reach out to Elfin? Too many tongue twisters in this. Okay, so when do they first reach out? So we did see that, didn't we? We scroll down. It was hi there, the Grincher. And it was this original one, isn't it? Hi, I know this is quite forward, but I know it's going to North Pole. Great. So we need to try and figure out when this was received. It does say up here, so 27th of November at 17:27, but it is asking for the seconds as well. So let's try and go into like properties, right click. Properties are there. We have 2, so received and sent. So what does it say? So it wants the year first, so 2023, then the month, so 11, then what was the date? 27, and hours is, so it could be either one of these. Let's try the first one. Submit. Okay, that one's wrong. Maybe the second one. Let's try that. Didn't like that one. Or did I leave a space in there? That's double space. Okay, yeah, that worked that time. What is the name of Elfin's boss? I'm pretty sure we got that pretty early, didn't we? Scroll down here. just above Tesco's. Elfutin. Probably wants the full name, copy name. So we'll right click, copy name. Yeah, first name, last name. So Elfutin. Big Elf. Perfect. And okay, what is the title of the email in which Elfin first mentions his access to Santa's special files? Did we see that? I feel like we did. Let's have a quick look. We've gone a bit too far now. Yeah, in fact, I've clicked onto it right here. So I also have access to some of Santa's special binaries, not to brag. Okay, so what is it looking for? It wants the title of the email. Do we get that from properties? Okay, yeah, subject. I assume it means subject for title. Yeah, and it's got an end of a K. There's a bit of a hint there. Okay, and we got the number 5. The threat actor changes their name. What is the new name plus the date of the first email Elfin received with it? So we knew that, didn't we? So we saw the name change. Where are you? Wendy Flowers. Elf Flowers. This is the first email that they send with the name Wendy. So they're looking for the first name, last name. So that's, and then the year, month, date, hour, minute, seconds. Okay, so again, we'll copy that name. Now they want the date of the first email. So again, we could probably click properties on here. This is the first one. Yes. 28th of November 23. Let's remember that format. It was 2023 November 28. And what's the time? It's the last time it was sent, so we'll go with that one again. Okay, didn't like that. In fact, let's just double check that format. Okay, it wants a comma in there, maybe. Could we put comma in? Okay, yeah, accepted it that time. Task 7. What is the name of the bar that Elfin offers to... I think we did that as well, actually, because they were talking about flavoured snow cones. Yeah, we can grab an eggnog. What's your favourite flavour? I had the snow globe. Yeah, it's got to be the snow globe. Submit. Okay, task 7. Okay, when does Elfin offer to send the secret files to the actor? I don't think we've quite got there yet. And we still have 16 to go. So we're nearly halfway through, or we are halfway through. Just under halfway through. So let's just continue our story. Where did we get up to? I think this was the last conversation. And the next one is from the boss. Again. Elfutin.
Elfin,
Love it when they just start an email with your name.
I need you to make me something to more effectively create wrapping paper policy with some of our new orders coming in. I need this ASAP. I will give you a list of items, plus I want you to automate the wrapping paper policy for each item. You good with that?
Elfin replies with,
I'll get on it, boss. Give me half an hour.
next email chain comes back from our friend Melfin.
Hey, yo, Elfin. My man, I've got a big delivery of candy canes and bicycles coming in tonight. It's gonna be a big wrap job. You know, if Belfie is working today, stay Christmassy.
And Elfin replies with,
Melfin.
these names are too similar.
Yes, mate. Yes, she should be in today. She's a fast packer too if you want to get some packing help. Thank you, buddy. Stay Christmassy.
And that's the end of that engagement. Oh, but Melfin, of course, comes back.
Hey, quick hands. Fancy some snow cones later?
And it doesn't look like Elfin replies to that email. Not just yet. There's another email chain. Elfutin again. What's happening, Elfutin? Oh yeah, so Elfin sends an email to Elfutin.
Hey, Elfutin. So I managed to make a fun script that automates the process of wrapping paper assignments. Please see attached file. Here you can see it working.
Okay, so it's a Python script. Great. May need to look at that. Probably we'll leave that there for now. Okay, now he's replying to Melfin.
Hey mate, not tonight. Sorry, I've got some overtime. You know how Elfins get.
But we know that's not what he's doing. He's staying late. He's gonna talk to the Grinch or Wendy. Speaking of the devil, there's another email chain come up. Elfin says,
Oh my god, I'm so stressed out. Elfutin keeps giving me extra things to do, constantly on top of all of my work. Honestly, don't know how much longer I can keep this up.
The Grinch, seeing the dollar signs here at this point.
Oh my god, poor lovely Elfin. I think your boss doesn't deserve you. We'll talk more tonight about how we can get back at him. I think I can help you.
I'm sure you can. And Elfin replies with,
Okay, let's do it.
So he's already turned to the dark side at this point. And here comes, right on cue, Elfutin to put the final blows in by the looks of it.
Can you give me a list of flavours for new candy canes? Santa said if I hit my targets this year, my bonus is going to be huge. So I need to prove that I'm hitting my CCPIs.
Which is Candy Cane Performance Indicators.
So I can get my big bonus. Get this done for me ASAP so I can deliver.
Okay, fantastic. So Elfin replies,
Hey boss, I made a script that automates this process. Check it out.
Again, another Python script.
If you hit your CCPIs, do I get a bonus as well? I think that would be fair as I'm doing all the work for you.
Yeah, Elfutin does not like that.
I do not discuss pay with employees. That's a taboo subject. Just be known that your work is appreciated and you will be rewarded with more opportunities of doing more complex work. In the future, that will really boost your career.
Yeah, well done. Okay, now we have an email to santaclaus@gmail.com.
Santa, I'm sorry for what I'm about to do, but I've been pushed to the edge. Just non-stop over and over, and I'm underappreciated. The job is so difficult and my boss rewards my hard work with more work and claims all the glory of my work for himself. I know you're going to be disappointed in me for this, but...
And that's kind of where the email ends. And if you notice at the top right, it's actually a draft. So this was never sent. So we can see that that has been sent or saved as a draft. At which point, our good friend Melfin comes back.
Ah man, we will have to go for a brew at some point before Christmas. You seem stressed out, man.
And Elfin replies quite straightforward.
That's an understatement, buddy.
What do we have next? Okay, yeah, so Elfin is sent his boss's reply to the Grinch, or Wendy.
Can you freaking believe this guy? After all I do for him? Oh, I'm so angry, Wendy. Tonight we'll do something about this. I absolutely had it with this place.
The Grinch replies, or Wendy replies with,
Don't worry, honey, we'll do something together. Trust me.
And now for the really malicious emails. This one's from Waitrose. This is a reply for our request to be getting on the Christmas list. And poor John's reply to Elfin about his Christmas list here. So we'll just glance over that. Back to our conversation with Elfin and Wendy.
Hey, whatever it is, I'm in. I've completely lost my head. I want to tear this place down to the ground. Tell me what you had in mind.
And Wendy, clearly overjoyed with this response, has sent,
Okay, tell me about the secret project you've been working on and we can go from there. Once you do this, you'll be free, Elfin. We'll get together and be happy, I promise.
Don't do it, Elfin. Oh, good old Melfin is back. I'm not even going to attempt to read this, but clearly had a few snow cones, right?
Yeah, we're drinking snow cones. Ha ha ha. Come to the snow globe with us.
And Elfin replies with,
Maybe not, my friend. I don't think you'll see me around the North Pole for a while. You've been a good friend. Thanks.
now this little interaction, this kind of side story with Melfin is great because this shows you all the telltale signs of when someone may be becoming an insider threat. Someone that's disgruntled, really stressed out, acting unusual, and saying strange things like this. So big red flags for Melfin. Okay, what do we have? Elfin back to Wendy.
Okay, screw it. I'll tell you. If you told me I'd be doing this a few weeks ago, I wouldn't have believed you. But Elfington can eat snow.
All right, watch the language, Elfin.
So the project is super crucial to something Santa is doing. He is very private about details, but all I know is he is being very cautious about a couple of super smart binary files. You want me to send them to you? Question mark.
Oh, Elfin.
Definitely.
Yeah, of course.
Send me what you've got and you can leave the rest to me. We're gonna burn this place to the ground. Ha 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 ha.
Okay. And this looks like it. Elfin.
Here you are. PSA. Make sure this can't get back to me. No one can know I've done this. I can't wait to see you properly, Wendy. I think I'm falling for you.
But there's no attachment, but you can see it. And we've all done it.
Sorry, forgot to attach. LOL.
And do you remember that file we looked at earlier? Santa's deliveries.zip. That looks like the file that was sent or was leaked. So we may have to come back to that one. Wendy replies back with,
Thanks a lot, baby. You won't regret this. I'm falling for you too.
yeah, of course you are, Wendy. This is where it all starts to unravel for Elfin. So email to Elfutin.
No longer do you get to boss me around. I'm quitting. Good luck hitting your targets now. You don't have your best elf to do all of your work, you tragic Christmas spiritless loser. Yours unfestively, Elfin.
And then, of course, we have a reply from Elfutin.
You are to be in my office at 9 sharp this morning. You've crossed the line completely. This is beyond unacceptable. To think of all the opportunities I've given you for extra work over the years and you speak to me like this, I shall be reporting this incident to the Elf Resources immediately.
And yeah, here comes the classic replies.
Ha 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 ha. You have no control over me anymore. And FYI, when someone does good work for you and hits all their targets, give them more work is not a payment. Pay them more.
Can't argue with that. Not at all. Then Tesco's is hitting us up. So we'll leave Tesco's. Melfin is here. So Melfin has said,
Hey bud, what's this all I hear about you punching your boss in the face?
escalated.
Everyone's talking about you in the packing line today and what's going on. I had too many snow cones last night. My head is pounding. Wow, the North Pole rumor mill is going crazy, huh? Don't listen to it. It's not like that. I'm just finally taking back control of my life. Plus, not letting Elfington ruin it anymore. I just want to say again, you're a great dude, and I wish you all the best.
And I promise we're getting towards the end of the emails by the looks of it. So Elfin is then reaching out to Wendy.
Hi, you've been awfully quiet today. I did everything you asked, and it feels like you're just blanking me. Are we still going out for that drink? Wendy? Come on, I gave you what you asked for. This isn't fair. Who the hell does this? Can you please respond? I thought we had something here.
I'm sorry, Elfin. This is where realization sets in of what you've done.
Elfin, you are to report to Elf Resources at 8:30 tomorrow morning so we can talk about this. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. You have critical projects that you need to complete and North Pole cannot afford to lose them. This is non-negotiable. I'll be sending an invite to your calendar.
And yes, we have an invite. That looks to be the end of our email chains. We've got a draft there and there's nothing in there. And everything else is from Audi. Okay, so hopefully we have some more information to go back through and do some more answers. So, what does Elfin offer to send the secret files to the actor? When does Elfin offer to send the secret files to the actor? I've been reading way too much. Again, we want the year, the month, the date. Okay, so when does he do this? So we're going to have to go back because he did offer a while ago, didn't he? I think he said, like, do you want, I can send it to you or something like that, didn't he? Let's have a look. So it's going to be in one of these Wendy chains. I think it's a bit later. Tell me about the secret projects. Definitely send me what you can. Okay, so I think it's here. Okay, yeah. You want me to send them to you? Question mark. So that was 28th of November, 23. So we'll start there. 28th. Sorry, 2023. 11/28, and we'll grab that time. Again, it wants the seconds, so we have to go in. So we'll take that sent time. It seems to be the one they've been asking for. Put that in. Hit submit. Perfect. Great. We got another one. What is the search string for the first suspicious Google search? So it looks like we're breaking out of email. We know what's happened. You know, there's been a social engineering attack on Elfin. He's fallen for it. He's sent out some bad data. I'm sorry, some sensitive data. And that's kind of where the story ends for the emails. However, now we're going to be looking at things like suspicious email, suspicious browsing history. So let's have a look at that. Okay, so this is a quick tip. So if you're running through these challenges or any other type of challenge, your best assistant is ChatGPT. So, for example, in Hack the Box, it says, what is the suspicious Google search term or string to look for? So we've only got files. So how are we going to find search history? So what we can do is come into ChatGPT and say something like, just ask them, say, where is, and we know they have Google Chrome from our look earlier, Google Chrome search history stored locally. And it will come up with some answers for us. Usually a lot quicker than what you can Google. So we're on Windows. So users, username, app data, local, Google Chrome, user data, default. And it says here will be a name called history. So let's see if we have that available to us. So app data, it was local, wasn't it? Double check. Local, Google, Chrome, user data, default, and we should have a file in here called history. Okay, there it is. That should contain the history or our browsing history of Google Chrome. However, it's not a text file. So again, we can go back to ChatGPT and say, how can I read the history file? Oops. Let's see what they say. Okay, so saying that it's not practical for most users, stored in a binary format. However, if you need to access the browsing histories, use the built-in feature. That looks like it's just viewing the normal browsing history. What if the file is not from my browser? Okay, I don't think this is working. So let's try rephrase the question. How can I analyze the Google Chrome history file for forensics? Okay, this looks more promising. Analyzing Google Chrome history file for forensic purposes requires specialized tools and techniques. The Chrome history is stored in SQLite database file named history. So it's not a normal text file. We can't just open it up. It's an SQLite database. So I don't really want to dive into SQL and SQL stuff. So let's ask, is there a GUI tool? So not command line, just to make things easy, to read the history file. Okay, so there are a few different options. I've actually used this one before, DB Browser for SQLite, so that's the one we're gonna go with. But just to show you how ChatGPT can be a great sort of assistant when trying to figure out this stuff, especially if you don't know where all these files are or what files do or how to read them, it's a great way. So we're gonna go with a tool called DB Browser for SQLite. So DB Browser for SQLite. Really handy little tool. That's what it looks like. Just going to do a quick download as soon as I can find the button. Right there across the top. Standard installer. And we'll do a very quick install of this. Okay, so super quick, very small tool. Get rid of this, get back to the desktop. And there it is. We want the DB Browser SQLite. Click OK on that. Open a database, and we're going to find that one. So downloads, Elfidence, triage data, C drive. Remember what it was? It was users, Elfin, app data, local, Google, Chrome, user data, default, and finally we should have the, let's move that, all files, history, open, and now we can see all of our tables. So you don't need to be familiar with SQL databases, but essentially there's going to be tables and entries within tables. Looking at the table names is pretty obvious. So we're looking for a search term, remember, and there's a table here called keyword search terms. So if we right click browse table, it's actually going to show us all of the terms that was searched for. And remember, if I go back to Hack the Box, it's asking what is the search string for the first suspicious Google search from Elfin. So as we scroll down, we can see Gmail sign up, we can see EM client download, John Lewis newsletter, Audi newsletter, Argos newsletter. It's definitely signing up to a lot of newsletters. How do I calculate good versus naughty? Best tinsel for wrapping, blah, 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 blah. But then we have how to get around work security. Very vague term. Probably not going to get the best results, but still very suspicious. And then we're looking at how to be stealthy at work, security tools. Will security tools discover me if I use a VPN? Delete emails from the EM client. How to take down a company from the inside. What countries are warm all year round? Flights to Greece from the North Pole. How to get from the North Pole to Greece. Flights North Pole to Canada. Alberta flights to Greece. Insta. 7-zip. Downloading 7-zip. Okay, so the first one is clearly how to get around security control. So can we just copy that? And I imagine that's the answer. So we go into here, paste, submit. Perfect, that is definitely the one. What is the name of the author who wrote the article from the CIA field manual? So because it's an article, I'm guessing it's a website they visited. So there will be another table. We go back to the tables. There's a few here, but URLs is probably a good one. We right click browse. We get to see all the URLs that were visited. And if we scroll down here, we're looking for something like CIA manual, field manual, or something like that. Roughly around probably the same time those suspicious searches were happening. My online booking, Tesco's. What do we have? I heard the titles. So, how to get around your workplace security. Ask NetSec. So, was that Reddit? How to destroy a company in 10 easy steps. LinkedIn. Ah, yeah, here we go. Advice from the CIA. How poor management can... Okay, that sounds interesting. I don't see any other CIA related ones, so let's just grab that link and let's just browse to it. Advice from CI, how to sabotage your workplace. So this was written by someone called Juiced Minar. Let's copy that. Let's see if that's the right answer. Article from the CIA Field Manual. Is that the CIA Field Manual? Oh yeah, CIA Manual on how to sabotage an organization. Yeah, Field Manual. Okay, that sounds good. So pop that in there. Submit. Lovely. What is the name of Santa's secret file that Elfin sent to the actors? So I think we've actually saw this right at the start, and I'm willing to bet that's the one. Well, we know it's the one because we saw it in the email, right? That was, if I remember, I think it was in roaming, wasn't it? Top secret, dead giveaway, Santa's deliveries. So rename that. Copy. Looks like it wants the extension. That is a zip file. Absolutely was the correct one. So according to the file system, what is the exact creation time of the secret files on Elfin's host? Now, I'm sure there are loads of great ways to find this out and loads of tools for analysis that we can do, but I think we're just going to right click on it, go to properties, and look at the dates of created and modified. So it was created on the 19th of December, but it says modified on the 28th of November. So I'm going to guess is this one. This is the earlier date. So let me just check that format. What does it want? Same as always. I'm just going to copy that time. So 28th of November. I copy the time while I'm here. 28th of November. Space and that time. Submit. Okay, and that is definitely the creation date. What is the full directory name that the Elfin stored the file in? So we can see that it's literally this one here. So it's C all the way across here. So once C:\\. So we'll paste that in. We'll just change that to C:\\. That should do it. Yep, lovely. Got another one. Only a few left to do. Which country is Elfin trying to flee to after he exfiltrates the file? There was a couple here, wasn't there? There was mostly it was Greece by the looks of it. So if I go back to search terms, look down, we have, what do we have? All year round, Greece. Greece is lovely, by the way, and it is very sunny. Greece, Canada, Greece. So it's one of the two. I'm going to go with Greece. It's got so many, mentioned so many times. We'll go with Greece. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Greece was the right one. What is the email address of the apology letter the user wrote out but didn't send? We saw that, and it was to Santa, wasn't it? It was a draft. We could probably just go to drafts and see it in here. So that's the email address, santa.claus@gmail.com. I'd be very surprised if Hack The Box managed to nail that email address. So that's probably why it's a draft. copy address, submit. Perfect, done. And the last question is, so we've done email discovery, we find out what happened, we've seen the communications, we've seen the file that was sent, when it was written, and we've looked at browsing history. The last thing it says is the head elf Pixel Peppermint has requested any passwords of Elfin to assist in the investigation down the line. What's the Windows password of Elfin's host? Now again, if we wanted to know how to extract the Windows password, we could come into here, ChatGPT, and say, how could we extract, or actually let's say, where is the Windows password stored in the file system on Windows? Okay, so ChatGPT will let us know that the hashed file or the hashed version of the password is stored in something called the Security Accounts Manager, or SAM. That is usually in the system root, system32 config, and we can go ahead and check to see if we actually have that. So that's actually in the root. So that'll be system root, so Windows, system32, config, and yeah, we got the SAM file here. You may or may not get luck with asking ChatGPT how to extract the hashes from it. In fact, we could try something like how to get the hashes from the SAM file. It's given us some lectures about making sure we do it for legal reasons. Proper authorization, that's great, yep. Yeah, saying essentially there is specialized tools available. One's called SamDump2, which is commonly used. I'm not going to use that one. I have another tool in mind. And in fact, we're going to flip over to my Kali Linux box to look at this. Okay, so we are in the Kali Linux box. And now we're going to try and retrieve the password hash from this SAM file. Now, I've already copied this over to my Kali Linux box. If I type ls, I'm in the temp directory. And I can see I have the SAM file. I also have the system file, which we need for this. The command I'm going to run is this command here. We're going to use the secret dump Python script. We're going to say this is the SAM file, this is the system file, and I want to do this locally on the machine here. So this is where to look for it. And please extract all the hashes from this file. If I press enter, with a bit of luck, we get to dump the password hashes. There are tons of like videos and blogs on how to do this, by the way. So yeah, by all means, do your research there. But we're looking for Elfin's password. And we can see our username. So we have administrator, we have guest and default account. But Elfin is sat right here. And just here we have the username and the NTLM password hash. So with the hash, there are a few ways that we could get the password out of it. We could brute force it and try every single password that we know of, or use a password list. But if it's a commonly used password, which I kind of suspect it will be in this case, we can right click, copy this, and go to a really handy website called CrackStation. Now what CrackStation does is it's almost like a search for pre-cracked hashes. So what that means is I can come into here, paste in that hash, confirm I'm not a robot, hit the cracked hash button, and it's going to search through the massive database of hashes and their passwords to see if it finds a match. And it absolutely does find a match. There's that big nice green sign here. This is the hash. It's a type NTLM, and this is the result. It's Santa knows Kung Fu. So I can copy that, go back over to my Windows device, go back to our Hack the Box screen, and with a bit of luck, paste in the last password. Okay, the paste is not going to work. So Santa knows Kung Fu. Is it Kung Fu? Kung Fu. What? How do I not know that? Kung Fu. Submit. Ah, wrong. Okay. Right, it's definitely spelled wrong. Santa, knows. Kung Fu. Perfect. And we've completed our first Tinsel Trace challenge. So that's it. Sherlocks are super handy ways to get hands-on experience with blue team investigations. And with the free Tinsel Trace challenges, there has never been a better time to get started. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe. The support from you guys really helps this channel grow. Other than that, thank you for watching.